everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Why I Love Flagler County, your local podcast spotlighting local businesses and local residents on what they love about being a part of Flagler County. So today I'm super excited to have my guest, Miss Alina, with us today. Alina, thank you so much for the time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate that as well.
Of
So
course.
exciting to be on Macy's podcast finally.
I know it's been a while. I've been wanting to have her on for a while. I know she's been wanting to have her on for a while, but she's just a busy, busy lady. So I'm so glad that I finally got some time. I'm super excited, super honored.
Yeah.
But for those who don't know, Alina and then also her sister Anna has both been on my podcast with the founder of Bold Ladies. So this is really, really exciting. Alina also does some other stuff, but let's kick it off simple and you can kind of just let me know a little bit on your journey coming here to Flagler, coming here to Palm Coast.
Okay, so I was a teacher for 33 years, and I really love teaching. I love helping children, doing all of that. I was a curriculum specialist, did a lot of data management, and helped children to succeed in reading when they were failing. That was my job, to make sure that children were successful in school. And so I did a lot of things, I wore a lot of hats, let's put it that way. But in 2013, I got stage 2 breast cancer. And I always tell people, I didn't think I was going to die, but I also wanted to live. And so I decided to do a bucket list. And so that bucket list was just to accomplish things while I was alive, and hopefully I'm alive for another 50. But just things that I wanted to learn to do. And so one of them was photography. So I started photography just for the fun of it. And as I was going to photography school, teacher said to me, "Hey, you gonna go pro?" And I said, "No, I have a full-time job and I'm ill. I can't, I'm not gonna do this." And I thought about it and I said, you know what, this makes me so happy. Just makes me so happy to take people's pictures, give them that documentation, and so much fun while they're doing it, that I didn't care. So I said, I'm gonna do this. I don't care how I'm not feeling well. I really don't care. And so I started it while I was working in Fort Lauderdale area, just for the fun of it. And I would do my friends and family, and people would book me, and I did a couple weddings, and it was all while I was working. Well, I wanted to retire, and my sister had moved up here, and I really loved this area. And so I decided to retire early. And so I did. I moved up here in the middle of COVID. We closed with masks on, and it was a lot of fun. And so I asked my sister to help me get my business started. I was a teacher. What do I know about business? So we started Bold Ladies in Business together, because I kind of made her, actually. And so, but part of it was that I, as a teacher, always wanted to teach children that we are not just an entity unto ourselves, that there's something beyond us. And so we always have to think about others and put others' needs as well into play. And so as a teacher, yearly as a curriculum specialist, and we would do school-wide fundraising for children and families, and not necessarily just local, but just around the world as well. And so I wanted to instill that into Bold Ladies. And so that's why Bold Ladies also does nonprofits and gives back to the community. If you live here and you're a human, you need to think about others. And so that's what we do. But my photography business, I just love celebrating. Okay, so I always tell people, photography is about always usually happy things. So you're celebrating weddings and newborns and engagements and family vacations and just fun stuff. So my job is to capture the fun. And I always tell people, if you leave my session and you didn't say to me, "I had a great time," I didn't do my job.
Yeah, I love that. That's so
Yeah.
great. Like that's how I feel about the podcast too. Is like
Right.
if people don't hop like if we don't finish recording, people don't say, "Oh, I had so much fun," or "I really enjoyed my time," then I definitely didn't do my job of providing that experience and that
Yeah.
environment for people to
Yeah.
really, express all the things that they love about Flagler and for you, like kind of
Yeah.
showcasing all the things they love about, whether it's a lifestyle shoot or their family or whatever that may be
Yeah.
is just
Yeah.
kind of showcasing and bringing light to their happiness. And that's really what I think you and I are both love to do for other people.
Yeah. It's about the experience. Yeah, the end result is the but it's about the experience and the journey that you get there to get those pictures.
Yeah.
Remember them pleasantly when and you smile at them and say, oh my
Right.
gosh, we had such a great time doing these.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm such an emotional person and I have so
Yes.
many emotional ties to things that like I can look at things and be like, oh, the picture looks like it looks fine, but I can remember how I felt during that experience and it's not an experience I want to have again. I'm not saying that's necessarily it's like a photo shoot, but just even looking at normal photos or just like pictures in my phone. And so
Yeah, you
it's so
definitely
nice.
want to remember it pleasantly.
Yeah,
The way
like
it is. Yeah.
definitely. And especially like with the podcast, these are videos, so we really you really can't fake anything there. But even then, I know there have been podcast episodes I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, like that was a really
Yeah.
stressful day for me. I remember just being really stressed out that day. So it it's
I'm
it's
not as stressed out. Don't worry. You're doing a great job.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, that's so kind. I appreciate I'm not feeling stressed out too. I'm feeling great, except my hair just like is kind of not having the best day right now. And I don't know why. But that's the only thing
You
I'm
look
gonna
beautiful.
think of.
You're beautiful.
Thanks. Well, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you've been doing photography here in Flagler for a few years now.
Yes.
Are there any things that you kind of want to tell people, like anyone who's never booked a professional photography session before, but maybe they really need headshots or for family photos or anything? What advice could you give them before they reach out and let you know when they're ready?
Well, I think that there's always a photographer for everybody, and you have to look at style. You have to look at the quality of the work, and you have to look at that person. Is that someone that you really want to work with? Do you mesh with them? Um, it's really hard to do a photo shoot with somebody that you don't mesh with, and so you want to make sure that your style, you like the style of that photographer. Every photographer has a style. I have a style. And so I stick to my style because that's what people book me for. Um, and you want to make sure that you've heard good things about the experience that you've had. So the delivery and the customer service is really important. I try to be really good about my customer service, people reaching out to clients and making sure that I follow up and do the things that I need to do and speak to them whenever I need to, and make sure that they're always aware of the process. And so that's
Mhm.
important. You don't want a photographer that you um, don't get communication from either. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. I think
But
also,
yes, I love doing all kinds of photography. I actually love children the most, but when I got to Flagler, it's more of a retirement town, as you know. And so I shifted to do lifestyle headshots, and those are actually now my favorite to do. And
nice.
part of that is because I like helping women and just people with business give them that look. And so I'm really excited because I've decided that I want to take photography to motion. And so during my sessions, if you book me, for right now, I'm not charging, but I'm putting together like these short reels of about a minute so that people have like that real look, the live photography in motion as we're doing pictures. So I'm really excited to get that moving and a shift in like what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
cool. I'm so glad that you just introduced that. I know you just talked about this when we
Yes.
were on the last call, but that's so awesome to hear.
Yes.
And I really want to highlight the meshing
Yeah.
well with your photographer because I think people don't understand that, yes, there's like Alina is the expert when it comes to photography, but of course it is you that you're being represented. So if you're not able to communicate that to someone, if you're not able to look at the photos and be like, oh, I think I need something else, if you just maybe you can't find the words, maybe Alina can't get the words out of you, you know, then it's harder to like the end result. But when it's like, hey, Alina, I really like these photos, but I think I want to go for this type of vibe. And Alina, who's the expert, goes, oh, I know exactly what you mean. Let's try this out. Let's try this out. And now you're able to walk away with an experience of, okay, I got exactly what I wanted. I had a vision, I had inspiration, and I'm walking away and I know exactly what that is. Because I've had photo shoots where like I just, I didn't really know how to talk to the person, and I ended up not loving the photos as much because I didn't really know what to say. He didn't really know what to say. It was just, it happens. So it's really important. I'm glad that you mentioned that there is a photographer for everyone. There's a photographer for every occasion as well.
Yes, exactly. But yes, you have to, sometimes people don't know their vision and I have to help them along with their vision.
Right.
And so that's my job to figure out what their vision is, before we even start a session. What is it that you really want the outcome to look like? Because that's important.
Of course.
And the purpose of why you're taking these pictures.
Yeah.
Is it a family vacation? Is it to show your business? Is it a wedding and you want to show all the different features of your wedding and who's important to take pictures of in your wedding? That's really important as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know wedding days are just they're so special. They're so beautiful to look
I
at.
know, I love
The entire venue, the setup, all of the
it.
outfits. It's a very big day for sure.
Yes.
But they always look so beautiful. I know I have a few friends who've gotten married, which is like, wow, I can't believe I'm at that age. But like, and I see their
You'll
photos on
get
Instagram,
there.
I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so
I,
beautiful. I love the gowns and everything.
I'm
Um,
sure your dad's not rushing you. I tell my daughter all the time, please, I just want grandchildren. Can you just give me someday soon? Can you just get married someday soon so I can have grandchildren?
Yeah, I'm a little young for that at the moment, but it is what it is, and there's just really beautiful. And it's awesome just to look at, all of those photos on Pinterest and everything, but that's like a whole rabbit hole. But so you and Anna started, the Bold Ladies here in Flagler, and now you guys are expanding all over Florida at just such a rapid speed. So first off, huge congratulations for you guys.
Oh,
But
yeah.
second of all, if people don't kind of know what the Bold Ladies are, do you want to talk really quickly on what the Bold Ladies are and where they can maybe find another meeting?
Yes. So the Bull Ladies, we started it for it has three purposes. First of all, we want to empower women to succeed. We want to second, we want to give back to a local community through charity work. And we also want to empower a local business or restaurant. So that's why we change our meetings every month to a different location. So we either change it to a location that is a bold lady that has a business and a brick and mortar, and we spotlight her, or we spotlight a local restaurant. We try not to do chain restaurants, and we try not to do national charities. And reason is we want the money to stay local in that local area. Women network differently than men. And so we tend to want to network with women and empower them differently. So our meetings look a little different, and I'm sure you know that about when you attend. But we are my dream, and I put it into existence this year because I have a strong faith that if that's what God wants it to be, that's what it will be. And my dream is that we grow Bull Ladies so much that we are actually giving $1 million back a year to local charities. And that's a big goal. It
That's a
doesn't
big
matter.
one.
It's a big
Yeah,
goal. But you know what? We've given already about $12,000 this year to local charities around the state of Florida. So it's not impossible
yeah.
as we grow. So we are opening up 3 new chapters already. Um, this next week, we're opening up a chapter in Orlando, and we're opening up a chapter in Alachua, which is Gainesville. And we have someone that is opening up in Palm Beach County. And so that one will get started about September. So we are taking Florida by storm, and we hope to go national. And really, it's not about growing. It's a nonprofit, so it's not about growing for us financially. It's about really giving back to women and empowering them, and then thinking about our local communities and how, as business people, we should support that need that's there so that they support us.
Definitely.
It's a great philosophy. I mean, we live it. I live it. I give
Yeah.
back as a photographer. If a nonprofit calls me and they say I need photography, I I donate it. I'm donating on Thursday for Christmas Come True, a
Um,
whole day event.
yeah.
And so I feel like if you have a talent, you should either A, give it back, or if you don't, or B, give financially from your business, one or the other or both. And so I try to do both because to me, it's important that if that's the philosophy of Bold Ladies, and I need to live it as well. And I do believe that. So I've lived it even if I didn't have Bold Ladies. That
Yeah.
would be so I have multiple charities on the docket for this year. that I'm doing as just photographer. I'm giving
Wow.
my talents back. You have
That's
to.
awesome. Yeah, definitely. Well,
Yeah.
I really love that,
Yeah.
and thank you so much for sharing. I know you and I just really, really believe in that message, and I can see it, impacting the community. I've had a few bold ladies on the podcast, and they all pretty much echo the exact same thing you're saying is empowering the local women,
Yeah.
empowering the business. And it's just so special, and those meetings are always so great to go to. I know the next one I think is it next Tuesday, I think?
Yes, in
From the
Flagler,
time I
it's next
leave.
Tuesday.
Yep.
Today, I'm actually driving to Volusia, and tomorrow I'm actually driving to Orlando. And then next week I'm driving to Tampa. So we try to support the local groups by kind of driving around. It's a lot of work on me because we don't live that close, but I'm trying to support them and
That's
help
awesome.
them grow their groups. Yeah.
That's great. Well, Alina, thank you so much for the time
Yeah.
today, coming on, sharing your story, which is a
Thank
magnificent story, and sharing your passion. I love hearing so much about what people love to do and how they love helping their clients. So I really appreciate the time today. This was a lot of fun for me.
Oh, thank you, Macy.
Of
All right.
course. And
You
to
have a great
everyone thank you. And to everyone listening, I really appreciate you as well, and I will see you next time. Bye.